Hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Wolfrex C-Sharp Uncut Let's Play series. It's been a little bit, took a little bit of a break yesterday to get some other stuff done and also to just take a break in general because we've been uploading now for 36 episodes total. And I thought it'd be good to have a little bit of a break before we go on to the next part, because I will officially be declaring that we are in the mid game and we are in a new phase of the series as we reach episode 36. We have defeated all of our opponents. There are no alien races left in the galaxy that we know of currently. This now puts us at a place where we can begin to expand without very many consequences, and we continue to do so. For example, we can secure Theta Fornacious now after we defeated the Rackers on the planet with a world that is extremely good for us. It's a forest, mountain world with nitrogen, oxygen, atmosphere, and it also contains various amounts of minerals, renderite, and other things. It's practically Earth-sized as well, 12,500 diameter. Fortunately, it is tidally locked, though, so we can begin to ship infrastructure over there, but I don't even think I want to ship infrastructure over there. Right now, the only thing that's causing the problem is actually partly our fault. If we have a look over on the colony, we haven't nuked, have we? Looks like the radiation's gone, but we need to increase the temperature. Luckily for us, the 55 Buddhist, the impassive, the main terraformers are located there, so we can just transport them over to Theta Fornacious, and then we can move populations over accordingly as we need to. We also need to colonize Zeta Sextanus, Wolf 359, E0 Aquari, and I need to make sure that all of these have logistics sorted out for them. And part of that, we're going to need a lot more fuel. We're starting to reach our capacity of being able to ship out more than we're starting to ship out more than we're actually able to intake. And that's why I've ordered up construction of 4 more Bavarias, so that's another 10 million liters of fuel, and we're producing more Bavarias in general. In terms of our current military strength, we're doing pretty well, really, if you think about it. We have 3 carrier strike groups, and they're ready to do pretty much anything that we need. 3rd carrier strike group, let's send you home, though. You guys are located currently in Theta Fornacious. We don't need you there anymore. And our victory was also pretty dominating, so if we go over to Greenbridge, all these forces should be fine in actually being useful. We can bring back the marine forces relatively simply without much consequence to us. Where are the marines, by the way? They should be here. We have brigades, so that's with 3 brigades of infantry, and then we have a bunch of all those other brigades. Did I assign something differently or wrong? Maybe I did. Let me check ships real quick. Oh no, they landed. Oh yeah, we didn't even need the infantry. That's Greenbridge. My bad. So this is Theta Fornacious. So we have 4 infantry, marine divisions, or 2 marine divisions and 2 infantry divisions on the planet. We'll leave the infantry divisions and we're going to take over the marine divisions. My plan for kind of assigning army corps and stuff to places hasn't really worked out to where I'd want it to. We have an infantry division now in passive. So what I might do is I'll send like a 2nd Army Corps with 2 infantry divisions, 2 in passive, which should be okay. We could even send 1st Army Corps, which has STOs, but we're going to keep them there for now. Yeah, we could send that. That would be 3 infantry divisions total, right? So that's what we'll do. We have 120,000 total size, but the problem is we can't transport that big of a thing. If I have a look over on ground combat. So the Army Corps is a total size of 50,000. So we're going to have to reduce that, and I will actually do that in the main in the main thing. So Army Corps. What is the current max transport size of our troop transports? Top PA. 30,000 tons. So we are going to have to reduce that by 20,000 tons. Which we should pretty easily be able to do here. Let me just bring up the ground combat tab again. So I'm going to reduce this by 4 to 450. Okay, there we go, and that gets us the amount that we need, and then I will have to remove from the existing army core here. If we go to amount pop-up, and then we also do show elements, I'm going to have, show elements, formation elements. I'm going to move all of these, the MSV here, so let's see, is that, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to move that into the first army core, so I'm going to move 350. There we go, and that should bring the tonnage down enough to be able to transport this army core as well as the other ones. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to tell the Natals to, first off, you're going to pick up, you're going to pick up the 8th Infantry Division and then the 5th. Then you're going to head over to Alpha Centauri, refuel, resupply, load the first army on the second army corps. Then you're going to head over to, I think that's right, yeah. We have that, we only got one infantry gate there, which is unfortunate. So we'll just have you, we'll have you wait there, and I'll train up some more infantry battalions while that happens, because we're going to need a lot more of them. So we're going to train up all of these. Then we're going to move that army corps, and then we're going to assign the army corps here, as well as the 3rd carrier strike group. So that means 55 Buddhist its job, this sector basic command, will be protecting Omega Ceti, 30 Phoenicius, YZ Ceti, Alpha Virginis, and EQ Pegasi. That'll be their job. So, well, I guess we can do 3 systems, right? So we have one army corps, local and passive. That can send a division to Omega Ceti, or can send brigades to Omega Ceti, Alpha Virginis, and then we can also send brigades here, and then we can send an infantry division here while we have 2 infantry divisions there. I think that'll work out just fine for us then. We also have sector commands being built. I do believe that we were handling sector commands. Yeah, 55 Buddhist sector. So we're going to do, this is going to be part of 55 Buddhist sector, and that'll be prioritizing in defense of that. Green Bridge in this area, we're making some more palatable. I want to start stabilizing to that place as well, but that'll take some time, of course. But yeah, let's start incrementing along here. There isn't too much I need to do. We do need to move over some maintenance facilities to impassive, though, last I checked, if we are going to be able to maintain everything that we need. How's our maintenance supplies doing? Fuel is doing great on Earth. Great. We're starting to lose fuel here, so we're going to start tugging over some stuff. So let's get the tugs on charge. Okay, so I want you to begin to tug Shipyard 007, tractor any ship in fleet, and then take that over to 55 Buddhist, and then just drop them into there, and then head back to Sol and refuel, and then cycle those moves. So group Alpha, I'm going to have you, yeah, you're a bit too slow for what I need, so I'm going to have, yeah, oh, we're already moving them from there, that's fine then. To group Beta, stop then. Head over to 55 Buddhist, and we're going to start moving the terraformers. Okay, let's do 5-day increments. So group Beta, okay, that's fine. Covered in mine, that's fantastic news. Also, our mining situation is really good. I mean, Sirius 1A right now is mining a total of 64,000 tons worth of resources, and we are shipping those back to Earth. Our Gala site is doing really, really well. Our problem right now is going to be in regards to Bernard Star A1, where we need to start shipping resources out. Let's, I think I need to give the order real quick to stop moving over, automated mines to the planet. Sirius A1, yeah, you guys are just moving all these unnecessary amount of automated mines. I'm gonna have you unload, and then we're gonna have you move those to Bernard Star instead. So Tug Route Beta has now completed orders and is located in here. We're gonna begin to move the terraformers then. So Cheshire's tractor shipping fleet, send them over to 30 Phoenicius, and then release tractor ships over there, and then head back to 55 Buddhist, and then refuel from the colony, and then do the exact same thing over and over and over again. Shouldn't take it too long. And then we can begin to terraform the planet accordingly. Third carrier strike group completed orders. Fantastic news. We need to get mines moved over, but I also need to get maintenance facilities moved over. Car group Alpha. We have 6 freighters here. We have 15 New York B classes, so that's plenty. Maintenance facilities. Move that over there. You guys can move 30 facilities at a time, so we'll do this twice. We'll send this over to Impassive, and we will unload all installations, and then go back to Sol and refuel. Repeat that again. That'll take you guys a year to do. Okay. Also, what was happening with our genetic enhancement? Because I do believe we were planning to build our Space Marines somewhat shortly. Yeah, we were. That'll take us quite a bit of time to get to, though, about 2 years. Electromagnetic sensitivity 11 completed, which is fantastic news. Anything else that I particularly want? We can go for the better sensitivity on that module, but I don't really see that as a benefit. Active sensor strength. I guess we'll go for it. I mean, there isn't any harm, right? How is our cloaking technology? Because that is actually something that I do want to develop. Thermal reduction's pretty decent. Yeah, we could start to design actually a sensor boat that is cloaked and has some other capabilities to it. So let me go for a cloaking device. We have efficiency 3, so this would be able to cloak a... We'll do like a frigate-sized vessel. So a frigate-sized vessel is about, give or take, yeah, 5,100 tons. And that cloaking sensor reduction is pretty good. Can I increase that at all? Cloak sensor reduction. The reduction in range when a hostile ship targets this would... Okay. Wait, is that in range of hostile sensors? Yes, I see. Okay, that'll work out pretty well then, I think, when we can go for the design like that. Let me bring up the optimizer real quick while we get into the ship design part. So, I want a 5,000 ton vessel using magnetoplasma, and we only need it to go like, I don't know, 3,200 kilometers per second. I'm going to give it a range of 60 billion kilometers. That gives us a single engine. Single engine, and that gives us plenty of space to go about. Let's include a cloaking device, and we're going to give cloaking number 3, cloaking efficiency 3, which is the lowest cloaking efficiency. So we may need to look into that cloaking efficiency if we can. Yeah, it looks like we stopped doing that for some reason. So I'm going to actually stop these sensors and fire control guy, and I'm going to have all the scientists begin working on cloaking efficiency level 4. We want to get that up as much as we can. Okay, we're covering mines on Greenbridge, which is interesting. All the different things over on the Greenbridge, particularly. Infantry battalions trained on rice. Okay, fantastic news. So let's begin to move those into their specific battalions and where they need to be going into. So, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, we need to assign them like this because they have a comm engineer in each one because I mandated that for some reason. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and then we assign all the combat engineers accordingly, which makes them very, very good at just digging in and holding areas, but not too good at doing other stuff. Okay, then we assign that to the 9th Infantry Division, which should have, what, 4 brigades in there, realistically speaking? Yeah, 4 brigades. And I can begin to assign a new division as well here. So, Infantry Division, no, I want to put the brigade under the division. There we go. And then we'll put that under there. So we're going to fill out that division. But we have the 9th Infantry Division there. And that gives a total size of 203,000 space. So what I'm now going to do is grab our Natals, which should be moving over. We're going to load ground unit, load little subunit, and you're going to load up the second Army Corps. So load those up, please. There we go. we got a lot of forces that we need to be we're loading into transport. So what did we not able to load? Were we not able to load a single brigade? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 brigades. That's 2 infantry divisions. No, yeah, that's 2 infantry divisions. What? Why did they not load the army corps? That's weird. Oh, they loaded extra infantry. Is that what I'm getting at here? Yeah, they seem to have done that. They're not able to load all of those forces up correctly because we have 2 infantry divisions available. Fine. We'll unload the infantry battalion and then combat engineer battalion and then also the other brigade. Yeah, unload. Okay, good. Unload units. Am I being incorrect? That should be it. Yeah, there we go. Then we'll move them over to 55 Budas, unload all ground forces, and then I'm going to go back to Alpha Centauri, load up the Army Corps, just the Army Corps, and then we're going to take them back to, yeah, we're gonna take them back to Banana Star. Not Banana Star, 55 Budas, and we're going to then unload all ground units there. Okay. That should work out fine, and then we can continue to increment across here. Assault battalion is completed, salvage of common, we downloaded more stuff, which is fantastic. Now, how is our exploration going here? We're only trying to geologically survey. Yeah, we're geologically surveying before we're doing the survey locations. That might take a bit of time. 4 more Natal classes finished up construction. So group beta cannot complete orders anymore. So it looks like we've got our terraformers over here. So we need to begin to add in Tesium to start increasing the temperature. So let's start adding Tesium into the atmosphere. And soon enough, that should become a fully habitable planet for us, which would be fantastic. But we'll continue to just wait for now. They're really digging up a lot of installations over on Greenbridge, which is fantastic news. Okay. We even found a research lab, which is kind of a problem because that causes me issues. Greenbridge, add to that lab. You're actually starting to have multiple research labs and you're researching things, which is kind of weird. But, you know, whatever. You do you. Greenbridge, shipyards. Should we start constructing more vessels? Probably. I definitely want more Helios B-class vessels, and that is something that I'm going to be wanting. So we'll do that. And then we'll wait for maintenance support per 250,000. That's actually really, really nice. That should be on the wrong rice, right? Yeah, that's where that's being completed. So that's what we're going to just keep working on, which should now give him passive. Yeah, plenty of maintenance capacity here. We only need 150 maintenance facilities, I think, though, before we can realistically send the carrier group over for defensive purposes. And we should be finishing up our research in... Okay, got cloaking efficiency 4. Let's go for cloaking efficiency number 5, then. So we want to get that efficiency up as much as possible if we can. More mines, more things found over there. Has the cargo group sorted itself out so we can begin to send that over? Unload all installations Earth. No, we're gonna take a few more days before we can before we have them ready to do things. No, you guys are 6.2 days away from Earth apparently. I found another fuel refinery. Found boronite, mines, a bunch of other things as well. Why is the travel time not happening? Come on, get to Earth. Refuel. Unload all installations. I mean, apparently you've already unloaded them, but just go refuel, please. Go refuel, resupply. Okay, should be able to. So 5 complete orders. Okay. Oh, they're on cycle, that's why. Load automated mines, please. Then head straight over to Bernard Star. And then we're going to unload them on to Bernard Star A1. And then we're going to head back to Sol to refuel. Cycle those moves. And I'm going to have Mineral Transport Group Charlie over here. Your entire duty is just you're going to go to you can go to Bernard Star. Load all minerals until full, head back to Sol, then unload all minerals, and then recycle those moves on and off as much as you can. Heavy bombardment weapon just completed research, which is good news. Yeah, ground combat, fire air pod, extreme pressure capabilities. Super heavy vehicle armor. Well, let's go for that then, because that gets us titans and big robots. Okay. More salt battalions being trained up on Earth. Until 009 was unable to load Army Corps. What do you mean you're unable to load Army Corps? Load ground unit. Second Army Corps. Okay, there we go. You should now have the second Army Corps. That should be 30,000 tons. Now you should be able to load up. Do we already have a division over on impassive? Yeah, we do. So we don't need. We need a couple more brigades. That's what we do need, though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take load all sub. I'm gonna take 2 more brigades. Yeah, two more brigades, and I'm gonna take them away from the 10th Infantry Division. And then I'm also going to grab ourselves the 9th Infantry Division, which should be enough capacity. And then we're going to head over to Fabulous, and we're going to then unload all ground forces there. Alright, shouldn't cause us too many issues. So there we go, we loaded them all up. And then we'll take those back, those for Fabulous, and then we will begin to divvy them out to the colonies that need them. Okay, complete research into magazine feed efficiency, which is good news. Let's continue to go for better efficiency. Oh, it's really diminishing returns there, isn't it? We need to go better railguns, because not only are railguns good, they're also good for ground weapon capabilities. Actually, you know what we'll go for? Not railguns. We use an energy weapons person. I believe they're currently on doing Greenbridge stuff. Yeah, you're not doing the correct things that you should be doing. Construction and production, just have you focus on that then. We're going to go through energy weapons, and we're going to focus on carronades. And the reason we're going to focus on 35cm carronades is because they're the cheapest ground combat weapon. So I'm going to prioritize researching better carronades for better ground weapons. Okay, not much should be happening now. I mean, there's no aliens to fight, which is unfortunate from what I can tell anyway. Yeah, we're gonna have to continue our exploration of the galaxy, but I don't expect there to be ground forces very close to most of the places we're trying to go to. Did we just drop off all the Bavarias that we had? I think we did. So now we have 37 producing 108 million liters of fuel a year. You may want to make a bigger fuel harvesting station at some point. I'm not too sure though. Naval headquarters abandoned found. Construction factory found. Good news. Okay, we're now in 2232, which is pretty damn long. I mean, it's only been 100 years since the game starts, so that's quite something to celebrate. Yeah, we're just waiting for stuff to arrive. Car Group Alpha 002 complete orders. I'm not sure what your orders were. I think you're moving back to Earth to do some things. Yeah, you were. Oh, you were the Sol. The impassive forces. So let's go to the third Gary Strike Group. That is 270,000 tons. So that should be enough to be maintained. So we're going to send you over to impassive to refuel, resupply. And those will now be in defensive, impassive, and also the outer systems at all times. And then they also have the ground forces that should have arrived there. There we go. Let's put all the forces appropriately into the divisions they need to be into. So you into there, then we'll assign you accordingly. So now we have 4 infantry divisions over on impassive, or 700,000 tons of ground forces available. Now we're going to move these ground forces over to specific areas. So, what colonies do not have ground forces available to them? So, FL Virginis has a brigade, EQ Bagassi needs forces. Omega Ceti also has a brigade available to them. So, when EQ Bagassi and Lalonid need the forces moved. So, that is what we will do. So, Natal 009, I'm going to have you load up. We're going to load up from the 5th, the 41st, and then also the 42nd Brigades. And I'm going to send them over direct. So the first one is going to go to EQ Bagassi. Going to unload all forces. Did I actually... FL Virginis, EQ Bagassi, yeah. And the Mega Say's also got one. Then you're going to head over to Lalonid, and you're going to unload all ground forces there. And then you're going to head over to... Oh no, I don't want to unload all, my bad. I want to unload the 41st. Then over to Lalonid and then unload the 42nd. Okay, there we go. So now that we've assigned that, so 55 Boo, this is now controls one. Yeah, we'll control this. YZ Ceti Lalonid. And we'll be in direct governance of all of those and controlling them with the divisions for defensive purposes, of course. So now we will do 5 increments. Paula Diaz needs new orders. Send you over to Casper Muse. And yeah, looks like we suffered a maintenance failure, but it's fine. I'm continuing to increment along here with no real issues. Oh, we found some jump stabilization modules over on the Greenbridge, which is interesting. Okay, 3rd carrier strike group is now in orbit of Greenbridge, so we have not Greenbridge of impassive, which means now we have total 330,000 tons of naval forces in orbit, and we are also supporting those accordingly, and we have a ton of forces over on impassive as well. How is the current situation over in Theta Fornacius doing? Because we should have terraformed this. We're waiting a little bit still. We need to increase that surface temperature quite a bit. So that may take quite a few years to go through. All the transfer station was recovered. You can see all of our maintenance vessels preparing to ship maintenance supplies out, which is quite interesting to behold. Speaking of that, we are going to need new Devonshire B-class vessels. And I'm also going to need new Cardigan B-class vessels as well. There we go. And we also like to move over those extra ore-made mines over to this place. And that will mean we're starting to ship back resources. What are we producing that needs all the thorium? I'm not too sure. I think the ships need thorium, right? So that could be a problem. We'll have to continue building ore-made mines. Oh, I forgot to do this. We need to put 75% back into that, so we start producing those ore-made mines as quickly as we can. But then we're going to ship them over to Winard Star, and hopefully that works out for us. Let me make sure we have a governor assigned there specifically to help with that. Winard Star A1. We need a governor. Mining. Yeah, we already have a mining governor in place, which is good. We're now producing 10,000 tons worth of resources annually from there, but we need to increase that more for our thorium to not be a problem for us. Executive Officer, Devonshire, okay, that's good. When are we getting that research done, by the way? Research, we're still waiting on the enhanced genetic enhanced thing. The Nova Scotia's done. Let's bring you back then to Sol. And then I'll have you begin to unload all ship components and unload all minerals. There we go. So we'll move those back. Diego Sills requires new orders. Okay, very good. We're going to send you to... where is it? Campamusque, and also over on Earth, I want to continue to train. What do we need? So on Earth, we currently have a ton of regiments, a ton of forces. So I'm going to begin to make ourselves. We need divisions. That's what we need. We can't make stuff without divisions. So I'm going to start training up we'll train up 6, 7, 8 divisions to be constructed. And then I'm going to go over here and we are going to assign stuff into regiments accordingly. So let's begin to assign logistics regiments. So battalion. Then we want the marine logistics battalions. These will be double the size, of course, of a normal regiment because these are able to service 2 independent ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I also we have the marine assault logistics, which is good. We can then move that under a division or whatever for use. But we're going to need a lot more logistics infantry, and we're going to need a lot more of other stuff. So I'm going to keep training up logistics infantry battalions. We also need some marine combat engineer logistics. So that should put a big strain on our renderite needs. Yeah, 18,000 tons worth of renderite is going to need to be used for that. Martin Frobisher requires new orders. Okay, Martin Frobisher, let's send you over to 61 Signy. And let's head you through the jump point there, because I would like to find some aliens to kill. And their famous last words, really, I think, in regards to that. Abandoned Financial Center was found. We found wealth. And we discovered the system of Gamma Carinae, which doesn't have anything in it, really. So that's unfortunate to think. Okay, we completed the tasks, so that now means that we should have the appropriate ground forces all over here. So we have infantry brigades, and even over on Theta Fornacius, we also have the Marines, which we'll need to move off eventually, but we're going to keep those there just for now. And we're just waiting for Theta Fornacius to get all of its terraforming done immediately, which is going to take quite a bit. So I'm actually going to have them try and get up to 0.1 Etesium to warm up the planet as much as we can there to get it to 0 colony cost, but it's going to take a relatively little time. And then we could probably turn that planet into a ground force producer for 55 Buddhists, which would work out pretty well for us. So we wouldn't have to transport forces so far from. Okay, we discovered a new jump point, which is good. We completed infantry advanced genetic enhancement, which now means we can make our marines, our very, very powerful marines. So we want advanced genetic enhancement, we want boarding combat, and this will mean that we will have 24 armor, 24 hit points on our infantry. So it basically doubles the hit points for our infantry forces, which is incredibly good. And so what we're going to do now, these are a lot more costly. They cost 1.5 per infantry, but because they're just boarding battalions, we don't need to really worry about it. I'm also going to actually give them crew-served anti-personnel weapons. So they have 6 shots. And we're going to call these guys the Elite Guard. So Federalist Marine Corps, Elite, First Republic, Federalist Marines, Elite. We could literally just call them Space Marines, but we'll call them Elite Marines. 20 to 32. 33, I think, at the moment. And that, yeah, these guys will absolutely punch a hole through most things. And I'm going to do a headquarters. We're going to go for 250 tons. And this is going to be Elite Marine Lieutenants. And then we're going to create that as well. And we'll research both of those. So these guys will absolutely murder the forces they come across for pound to pound. But of course, they're a lot more costly, so we can't just use these for our main forces if we wanted to. No, we could make some shock infantry battalions that just like mass genetic enhanced forces that can just drop on stuff. That could work out decently well, actually, but I don't think I'm going to try that just yet. Let's go to the new jump point. Nova Scotia cannot carry out orders. I see, yes. Standing orders, let's have you stop then. And we'll keep you there for now. Finding a lot of wealth over on Greenbridge, which is interesting. Okay, Elite Marine is now done, so now we can begin to update our boarding platoon designs. So I'm going to delete the elements, and we can begin to add in the Elite Marines and Elite Forces. So if we add in 24, no, we need like what, 22 at most. Gets us 144, so let's do 16, 20, 240, and then we can add in a lieutenant, who will be 10 tons. There we go, so we have 20 elite marines and then the lieutenant, and that works out pretty damn well for us. Yeah, they have 480 HP, they have 500 HP, so that's pretty damn good. For their size, really, when you think about it. So now you'll begin to produce those. So I'm going to begin to produce these marine boarding platoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll be able to board anything much more successfully than we did last time with these marines. Ground combat now. Let's focus on... let's focus on some other stuff. Jungle warfare capability could be useful. High gravity warfare capability could be useful. Heavy vehicles, we definitely probably want one of those, but we'll see. Dacre Silver's now Carbon Musquet needs new orders. Let's have you begin to explore the galaxy continuously, and then gravitational survey has completed in the system. So we're going to explore both jump points and see what we can find. Shouldn't take too long. We discovered a system of Eta Caspionus. There's a nitrogen oxygen world, 27 billion population, that's incredible. Then we also have a nitrogen oxygen world on the second star. So we have 2 stars here, and both of them seem pretty good. Let's begin to explore. Let's see if there's any aliens located here. Hopefully there are or not. I mean, both are good outcomes in my opinion. The game does feel to lag a little bit more, so I'm starting to think there may be aliens here. Discover the system of EV Lacerte. We found a nitrogen oxygen world. Not habitable enough, looks like, for not habitable enough for an NPR, but it could it could have precursors on it, so we'll have to be careful, of course. Okay, we found enemy vessels, 2 Arat. So yeah, these are precursors. Are they on one of the moons? Yeah, it looks like it. So we've found 2 Arat class vessels orbiting. What would that be? Orbiting a gas giant? Excuse me? A Super Jovian. We have Arat orbiting a Super Jovian class vessel. These don't have engines, do they? That is very, very strange. Let me go to ground forces. Not ground forces. I want to go to information. Ship classes. The Arat. Number of units. Maximum speed. No, that does have an engine. Those are the anti-missile vessels. Okay, Paulo Diaz. Let's get you the hell out of there, please. Go back to Caspian UK and then head over to. It's a Caspian, but that is good information. So we now know that the enemy is why are they on top of a Super Jovian? No idea, but it looks like our next theatre of war is going to be over here. So I'm going to designate this as hostile forces. And we'll see if there's any hostile forces in ET Caspione. I'm going to have the Northumberland then immediately move to Greenbridge 34, and I'm going to have you again to stabilize jump point there. And we'll start incrementing again. And let's get the hell out of there, because I'm not interested in losing forces. But we may want to send some scout ships in to kind of deal with the enemy. And gain some information on them anyway. Okay, we found 500 ECCMs. speaking of disassembly, we should have enough to be in disassembly of some stuff. Stockpiles. Yeah, we do. Disassemble all of those. Disassemble the electromagnetic, and then disassemble the size 1 launchers there. So that didn't get us anything because we already have a bunch of other stuff that we gained from the battles. Let me go over here to stockpiles. We should have plasma carronades, geological survey sensors. Just point, yeah, nothing too valuable. We can just instead of holding on to it, we can just begin to scrap it. Yeah, just scrap them all because they're not useful to us anymore. There we go. There, and they turn to research points. They turn into minerals. So yeah, how is the cloaking efficiency number 5 coming along? Cloaking efficiency number 5. That'll take us quite a bit of time. So let us go back to designing a new vessel. It's going to be a scout ship, recon frigate. We're going to design the cloaking device first and foremost. So cloaking device efficiency 4. We want a max ship size of, looks like 6,000 tons is going to be what we're designing the ship as, because that's the smallest cloaking device we can make. So we're going to prototype that design. So that gives 1,500 tons directly already to the cloaking device, which is quite a bit of tonnage. So yeah, cloaking device. I'm going to give this a 2-year deployment time. Oh, 36 months actually, I think that'll work better. Then we need to design the ELANT, so add in the ELANT module. So ELANT module, we have the number 8, so I'm going to add in 2 of these. That gives us a detection signal trend, so we have ELANT. That's pretty strong there. Then we need to add in the engines. Let's bring up the calculator again to see what we can get. So I'm going to go, I want a 3,200 kilometers per second ship. 6,000 with a 60 billion kilometer range. We need a 30 HS engine. So engine, and then what did it want? It wanted a power boost of 0.8. So 0.8. Oh, well then if we don't need it to be, we can make it slower. No, I guess not. We'll go for 30 HS. Speed's not going to be the primarily goal of this vessel. The primary goal is going to be to sneak up and then just stay in position. So it doesn't need to have the fastest engines available to it, though it would be nice if it did. So we're going to add that engine in, and that gives us some more space to play with. We're going to add in engineering spaces. Add in some engineering spaces, which should give it plenty of maintenance life. And now we need to add in the extra fuel. So we're going to add in 100,000 liters more. And then next thing that I'm going to focus on is going to be... next thing I'm going to focus on is going to be getting ourselves some better sensors. So active sensors is out of the question. We need thermal signature sensors. So I'm going to add a 250-ton thermal signature sensor. Actually, we should already have some thermal sensors. Nah, these will be better, won't they? Yeah, they will be. So we're going to add in the newest sensors we have available to us. So EM detection, size 5, that gives us a much longer range. I mean, the ELANT modules already have a built-in one, but I want to be using my own. So we're going to do size 5 for both. And then we'll add those accordingly, because I want to throw another ELANT module on top as well. Oh, something I forgot about the engine. I'm being dumb. So what I forgot is we need to go to engines, 30 HS, 0.8. I need to give it a thermal signature reduction. So it's got a thermal signature of 384 now. I need to reduce that as much as I can here. To get the thermal signature down to a point that will be harder and harder to detect. So we're going to prototype that design there. There we go. The reduction does mean that the cost of the vessel does go up considerably. But it is, in my opinion, well worth it for the mission priority. So now we're going to clock in the 2 thermal sensors. There we go, and then I'm going to add in, looks like we can't add in the extra ELANT, which is unfortunate for us. We're going to add in extra maintenance supplies and fuel then. Yeah, and then we're going to add in fuel to increase the efficiency. So there we go. And then we're going to add in that. There we go. So 6,000 tons. It's a very costly ship, but it should be able to provide us with decent amounts of detection and gain us intelligence points on the enemy vessels before we come into contact with them. So let me begin to prototype, research all the designs. So we're going to need sensors, fire control, and also we need the cloaking device to be improved, to be researched there. So research power propulsion. We've now got a tokamak fusion reactor, which is really good. But we're going to grab ourselves the new engine. Then I'm going to go for sensors and fire controls, and I'm going to have scientists work on that. We need the EM555 and a thermal. And then I'm going to add in where's the cloaking field. So yeah, there we go. We're gonna go for the cloak. 19 on that. And that hopefully should not take too long. We also need to procure ourselves a shipyard that would be able to produce such a vessel. So we're going to continue capacity upgrade this to 6,000 tons. We also add a jump drive, but that's not going to be necessary, I don't think. We'll be able to stabilize the jump points from either side, and then we'll be fine either way. Abandoned construction factory found. We trained up some more boarding platoons. It's 16 inactive research facilities over on Earth. Did someone die? Not that I can tell. Power propulsion. Logistics, ground combat, energy weapons. We'll do ground combat. And I'll put these into better construction rates. Yeah, better construction rates is going to be important for us. Then, yeah, did we find any aliens in the new place? Theophanasius. Caspios saying it. Not that we can find them. Maybe on the second star, though. Who knows? Let me have a look, actually, at the geography of the system. That had enough oxygen to support some kind of alien population, but not now, it seems. Yeah, so looks like there's going to be no alien populations here again. So no non-player races. I need to check my settings. Yeah. NPR generation chance 30%. My player. Ruin chance 20%. I'm going to increase this to 60. Just because I would like to actually see an NPR so that we can actually do some stuff with it. Instead of just fighting a bunch of spoiler races, which is fun, but it's going to get repetitive after a while, and we need a new challenge, in my opinion. We could also spawn invaders if we really wanted to, but I'm not interested in that right now. Gamma Carone, okay, that's fine. Mass Driver. Okay, we're continuing to survey all of these planets. Shortage of thorium in fuel production on Earth. Oh yeah, we're producing fuel on Earth, which doesn't make any sense, realistically speaking. We have plenty of fuel coming in now, so we don't need to rely on the thorium that Earth has. Ground force construction complex completed. More Devonshire is completed. Oh, that's a lot of resources. That is a lot of resources. So some of these moons have quite a bit, but if I do this, so number 4 has 0.5 neutronium. Load of resources. Put every resource possible, but it's just super low accessibility. You have a bunch of neutronium, some tritanium. You have uranium. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Do any of them have potential? No, they do not have any potential. Okay, that can be a good place to just, like, build stuff from. I mean, it has everything under the hood, so we can build stuff to orbit weapons there. I mean, that is a possibility. Okay, now we're going to survey the inner planets. Where's the Indianapolis? Sol. Sol, Indianapolis. Where the hell is it? The FRSS Indianapolis. Maybe a transport? Probably. Yeah, middle transport group. You need to add in refuel there, my friend. So you don't run out of fuel. We've researched into the magnetoplasma drive completed. Now let's go back to getting the tokamak fusion reactor. Oh yeah, the tokamak fusion reactor, which we'll need for the next level of engine technology. Hopefully that the Nombre should be able to refuel in time, so it won't be an issue. I would hope it would be able to. Okay. Now we're continuing into increments. Cloaking device finished research, which is good news. I'm going to put the rest of them into getting better cloaks. Actually, compressed carbon armor is probably going to be the next best thing that we can get. And we're currently waiting on our thermal sensor to be completed. Thermal sensor completion, which is fantastic news, which now means that with the thermal sensor complete, then that means that we can begin to build it. We're just waiting for the shipyard to catch up so that we can start building a new vessel. We also need to stabilize the jump points between us and the enemy for us to be able to find what we're looking for. Northumberland, let's have you go to the other side and begin stabilization. Then you're going to hover over to EV Lacerte and begin stabilizing that jump point. Yeah. We'll see how many enemies are in that system as well. It could be like the Groombridge system with a lot of enemies. So we need to be careful of that fact. Gravitational survey completed in Gamma Carinae. Who was in Gamma Carinae? You were. Let's have you begin to explore then. Head through that jump point. Bunch of logistics battalions were trained on Earth, which is fantastic news. 13 active research facilities, which is annoying. Construction and production. There's another 18 guy, and I'll put you onto getting us better research training. I'm going to put the rest into getting ourselves better engine technology, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day. T-Geeden Star doesn't have anything in it of value to us. Assign new. How's Automate Mines over here doing good? We're mining a lot more sodium now, which is fantastic. Yeah, a lot more sodium indeed. We're finding loads of resources in Caspione, whatever it's called. Yeah, so that is 29 million tons of gallasite at 0.7 accessibility. That is fantastic. We can begin to mine that immediately at some point. Any other notable amounts of resources that I can find here? Not really. But still, that is great news. And now we are beginning to survey this side. So there are no aliens here, which is unfortunate. But, you know, what can you do at the end of the day? Did I actually save that correctly so that we have the setting in place now? No, I did not. I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did. No, never mind. So yeah, when we can continue to survey. Gravitational, more surveys happening. How is the Artesium coming in Theta Fornacius? I would have thought it would have been done by now, to be honest. Theta Fornacius. We're very, very, very close to the amount of Artesium we need to make that a habitable planet. Any extra minerals we found in here? Gallasite. Not that I can tell anyway. Oh yeah, B. Let's have a look at B. Sodium. That's a lot of sodium there, so this could also serve as sodium harvesting. Some nice gallasite and sodium on one of the other planets there. Some of these moons are pretty rich in resources. But that's about it in total. 180 abandoned infrastructure. And we're going to continue to increment along here as we close out to the end of the episode. So this has mainly just been a logistics episode, largely. Yeah, mainly just logistics and also handling administrative work, assigning battalions to areas, recruiting, sorting out our army, and designing a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, there really isn't much else that we are doing here. As we continue to expand our influence. Well, we have found new enemies to fight, which is going to be fun. Um, yeah, that's gonna be fun indeed. These guys are heading back to Groombridge for refueling purposes. Okay. Northumberland completed its work, so now we can begin to stabilize on the other side now. So if I go to EU Laserte, stabilize at that jump point on that side. Now, I do need to know, how's our shipyard coming across? It's not done yet. Once that's done, we can then build the scout vessel and then begin to scout out our opponents. We don't want any active sensors on the ship like that, because otherwise they'll be able to detect us relatively easily. So hopefully we'll be able to handle it. I mean, what was the recon frigate? Suffolk class. Yeah, so the thermal cross-section or whatever is pretty low, or total cross-section, remember, total cross-section, 30. And then also its electromagnetic thermal signature is only 134 when it is moving. So yeah. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Please don't like, comment, and subscribe. Really, really does help me out. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye. And special thanks to members Alter Ego 1101, King Strozer, Luis Neto, Impassive 9001, Gravmania, Petit Juanito, and Fishik. Thanks for your support. We hope to keep the channel going. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can hit the join button, and it really does help me out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.